Qualification match number 18, drivers behind the lines. 3, 2, 1, go!
And here we off in autonomous mode. We got two robots on each alliance leaving off the line here as they rush over to grab some corals and put into the reef. 1310, 5406, still kind of waiting there on the line. We'll see if they're able to move just before the end. I guess not. Over on teleop mode, drivers now have control over their robot as we got teams moving in really fast here. 3683 trying to grab all that algae, put it into the barge. 9062 just waiting to get a coral into the robots so they can put it onto the reef there, and they just missed. Trying another attempt here with their human player. Can the human player get into the robot? And they did. 9558 trying to grab one of the corals off the ground here to see if they can kind of put into the L4, and they were able to do so. 4676 trying to match that on the other side here, and they're able to get a coral onto the L3. 5406 waiting to get that coral in, and they just did. 4678 got a coral onto the L3 here. 5406 trying to get that coral onto the L4, and they were able to do so. 3683 quickly getting all that algae off the reef here as they pop another one into the barge with the coral on their robot. They'll see if they can get the coral onto the reef, but they decided not to try to get algae and put it onto the barge there. 962 trying to grab a coral off from the human player station. They went over to one side, but they moved over to the other side because they're like, never mind. They were to get that coral in. Can they get that into the L3? And they were able to do so. 7558 trying to match that energy as they pop in as many corals as they can off the ground onto the reef there. 3683 just put an algae over to the barge. 4678 trying to get a coral onto the L1, and they're able to do so. 5406 trying to get a coral onto the L1, and they're trying to line up, and they're able to get it in successfully. 3683 trying to quickly grab that last algae and put it over to the barge. And they realize now there's still two more on their alliance as they try to grab more corals off the human player station, trying to fill up that reef as quick as they can. 1310 here, kind of stuck on the line. Oh, we don't know what's up with their robot. 7558 still rushing to grab all that coral off the ground as they're putting corals onto their reef on the L1 successfully. Last 20 seconds left on the clock here. We got 962 trying to come as close as they can onto the field. 7558 trying to go for a climb here. 3683 quickly get that algae into that barge right in the last second there as the rest of the alliance members are trying to do a climb. And that is the match. Unofficial score, 222 for the Blue Alliance, 64 for the Red Alliance. Please stay tuned for the final official score in just a sec.
All right, we are looking at the scores. Who did it? Looks like it's going to the Blue Alliance. That is a high score for today of 248. We see that we got a lot of points going towards the coral with our 46